Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Destruction, Born to Perish, out August 9th on Nuclear Blast. The album has 11 tracks and is 50 minutes in length. Destruction has been around since the mid-80s, so if there's one thing that this band has proven, is that they were not born to perish, they were born to flourish. And here is another band, another veteran thrash metal band, putting out an incredible record in 2019. It seems to be the norm this year. Now, having said that, there has been a few lineup changes going into this record. You have Randy Black on drums, and you have Demir Eskic on guitars. So now you have two guitar players and you have a new drummer. This really allows the band to have a much bigger sound. It allows them to be more creative. It gives them more tools, and it allows their sound to be expanded. So I really feel like this is a great move for them. It really worked well on this record, and it really showcases the changes that allows them to take towards their music, towards their sound. This record is really a showcase of these lineup changes and how effective they were towards the band. Now, the album starts off with Born to Perish, which was the first single that they released. I really like that. I really like the fact that they start off the album with a single, because from a listening perspective, as a listener, it allows me to feel comfortable getting into the record. The first song I know, I'm familiar with, I listen to that song, and the next thing you know, I'm lost within the record. So I really like the fact that they have this single as the opening track. The second aspect for me is important about this single being the opening track is that it really creates a song that is the synopsis of what the whole album is about. When you listen to Born to Perish, you really get an idea of what the whole album is going to be like from the first to the last song. Perhaps the only difference being Butchered for Life. I really feel like that's one of those standout tracks that really sticks out like a sore thumb. Not because it's better or anything, just because it's different from the whole album. It's just a very unique song as far as the structure and the sound, more so the sound than any other track on the record. So besides that song, what you're going to get from Born to Perish is what you're going to get from the whole record. Lyrical wise, this is an album that really talks about modern day subjects. It talks about power-driven politicians. It talks about hate, discrimination, racism. All of the topics that are in discussion today were included into this album. So this allowed them to create an old school thrash metal record that has modern day topics. It allows it to be fresh, which takes me to my point of the whole album. I really feel like this album proves two main key points. One is that you can create an old school thrash metal album that doesn't sound dated at all. It still feels fresh. It feels like it's made just now. It doesn't feel like it brought a lot of the skeletons of the past to it. It just brought everything that you enjoyed about old school thrash metal, and then it carried it forward with a new facelift, with a new appearance, with a new look in present modern time. The second aspect is the inclusion of the second guitarist. I really feel like that allows the band to go in so many different directions as far as song structures are concerned, as far as melodies, as far as sound. But I think the most important aspect of having two guitar players is that the songs on the record have volume, they have thickness. They are thick, they have volume, they have power. To me, that is an achievement that can only be unlocked when you have two guitar players on a record versus having just one single guitar player. Overall, this is a great album, a very linear, concise, compact record. Like I said, what you get from the first song is what you're going to get from the last song. There isn't many deviations within the album, and this is a great old school thrash metal sounding record that is not dated. Now, as far as favorite songs are concerned, I'm going to talk about three songs that are not my favorite songs on the album, but there are songs that bring something different to the table. They have some uniquenesses to them. I'm going to start with Rotten. Rotten has a great opening riff, and then after that great melodic, I have to emphasize this, melodic opening riff, it goes into a really cool and killer bass line with the vocals in it before the aggression picks up again, and then is followed by the chorus. So that's the dynamic that this song has. It has melody, bass, aggression, chorus. That's the formula that they use throughout the whole track. It just keeps repeating. I really like that. I really like the dynamic that it has, because in the more aggressive portions of the song, it feels almost like a Pantera Cowboys from Hell type song. And then with the bass with that really cool bass line that they introduced in this track, it almost feels like Trial by Fire by Testament. I'm not saying the song sounds like Pantera. I'm not saying the song sounds like Testament. I'm just saying that they incorporated some of some of the fragrances that were present on those with those bands on those tracks, and they incorporated into this track, and it really works well. I really like the dynamic that that bass line gives to the song. It almost gives a jolt to the aggression that comes right after, and I really love the melody that precedes it. This is a song that's really well structured, has a really cool, catchy, hooky chorus, easy to sing along. It just really works well. It's just a song that's really well put together and has a really cool dynamic vibe all the way through. The next song, Butchered for Life, it's a song that has a different approach. This is a song that's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's a song that's made up of two very distinctive sounds and two very different genres, if you will. This to me is a song that blends a rock ballad with a thrash metal song. That's the whole dynamic of this track. Now the question is, how you were able to blend these two and make it work. To me, the transition between one to the other is what really defines the song, and this song really works. This is a song that has ups and downs, with the ups being perhaps the more thrash metal portions of the song, and the downs being the more rock ballad approach that they gave the track. I really like that dynamic. It's really well connected. Once again, the transition between the parts is really what allows the song to work, because you don't feel like there's a break. You feel like it's continuous, that there's a sense of continuity. Most of that coming from the guitars. The fact that they have two guitar players really allows them to blend those two genres together into one single track. Also, I really love what they did with the chorus. They included backing tracks of the vocals to add volume, to add a sense of a choir almost, like a chant, like a war battle chant. I really like that. It added volume because the song has a lot of melodic points, because it sounds like a rock ballad. So by adding that to the chorus, it just gave the song a little bit of extra thickness. It just gave more volume to that chorus. It made the chorus a lot more powerful. Last but not least, We Breed Evil. To me, this is also a song that has a much different approach from the two pre. Has some similarities, but it has a different approach. This is a more traditional thrash metal song versus the first two that I mentioned. This is a song that starts off with a sense of the volume increasing, and that to me gives me a feel like you're going to have a banger in your hands, and you do. This is a song that has a lot of aggression, a lot of speed, a lot of heaviness. That's really the DNA of this track, all the way from the beginning all the way to the end. In the previous track, Butcher for Life, they incorporated vocal tracks in the chorus in order to add thickness, in order to add volume. In this song, instead of doing that, they incorporated a second, that second guitarist comes in with a really cool underlying melody in the chorus. So you have the main guitarist playing the main riff of the chorus, and then in the background you have this second guitarist with this absolutely incredible, very sprinkle of a melody there. It just gives the chorus a different feel, it gives the chorus a different vibe, and it gives the chorus a lot more melody. This is a song that overall is very aggressive, is very heavy, there's momentum to it. When it gets to the chorus, it slows down ever so slightly. So by including that melody there, instead of using the vocals like they did in Butcher for Life, they add a layer of a guitar versus vocals. It just gave thickness to a chorus that otherwise perhaps would feel a little bit stripped out, considering how the rest of the song is put together and how the rest of the song sounds. So I really like the fact that they use that second guitarist to come in, give that extra guitar melody to the chorus to just create a little bit more volume to the track. Alright guys, this is it. This is Destruction, Born to Perish, out August 9th. Please let me know your thoughts on the band, the singles. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care guys.